Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane. Featuring up here in the northern half, Alexshiro fighting for the Germans for the 25th Panzer Division, going up against NameE of the Soviet Union of the 4th Tank Corps. Hoorah, and all that right here on Semoisky. Always the fun map. Infantry companies done up, Grenadiers quickly following up. As for doctrines, we are noting Festung Support, Spearhead Doctrine, and Jägerarme Doctrine. For the Russians, we are noting pretty much the box standard stuff, so nothing hugely there, just Guards Mortar, Guards Rifle Combined Arms, and Shock Rifle. Pioneers towards the west, no rush from the Germans towards the fuel point here. Which again now is in fact the more accessible one, this one here, rather than the one towards the west, and there'll be more points you actually need to go through before you can get to it. And in that sense there's more that can actually be harassed and cut off. As with this one, you only really have to worry about that point. Conscripts really swiftly following up. MG42 up, second here for Alex. Interesting. Quiet for the time being. No engagements. Kein Kampf. MG42 team arrives. Fuel point secured. Looks like he's in fact rushing for both fuel points. Interesting. So a bit aggressive play there from the Soviets, whereas Alex is actually taking it a bit more methodical and slowly. Second MG42 out. Looks like Alex will be a bit lacking in infantry initially. That could prove to be a bit hazardous if he's not too careful. And there we go. First viewpoint secured. Second one soon will be, although the Pioneers might be able to disrupt it, but that will only be temporarily due to the conscripts already being in good positions. The Pioneers less so. And already there, Fritz goes down. A bit wasted there. Taking up position in the centre. MG42 might want to get into some sort of structure. Just a suggestion. Going for the cutoff point there. I mean, it'll only really delay getting the munitions, but that's about it. It will have no effect on the fuel, for example. On the other hand, he will need a bit more to connect this point. But still, it will be a point that will be for at least some time denied to the German opponent, or at least a bit harder to take. MG42 there, not really a good positioning of the MG42 there in the middle of the road when the troops were up there. Although getting into church will certainly help. And looks like Alex has realised he can't really do much. He's just going to take away points, harass, and delay his opponent's taking of them. And meanwhile, looks like the Grenadiers might be going for the cutoff there. A bit of a bold play with the MG42 covering the rear. Second MG42 going off on another rather far off path. Can't say that's necessarily commendable. Mortar out for him as well. So pretty high on the support, lacking in infantry. That could very well prove to be a considerable Achilles heel. In fact, we're noting he's already taking up. So Alex is playing quite a bit of a risky game here. It will rather come down to how NameE actually plays things around. I mean, a few scout cars and it's going to be pretty much game over here for Alex, since his force really won't be able to handle it.
Grenadiers reporting.
There we go, mortar rounds flying away, conscripts abandoning the back door. And pushing on with the MG42 crew there. Very bold, aggressive play, but again also a bit dangerous. He needs to be very careful. And looks like the single Grenadier squad, the lone Grenadiers, have been equipped with the lightest machine and Gewehr. Yeah. Quickly, get over the wall. On the other hand, I mean, it's not a bad idea for example, you know what Alex is doing is actually shifting about the MG42. It also makes it harder for your opponent to sort of find paths to get around it, because he might, you know, inadvertently end up running into it anyways. So there are some thoughts there as well, you know, keeping your MG42s moving about. I like to make a nice company going up, so pretty quickly onto that. So a player keeps pushing, going for the cut-off points. He's pretty much dominating the map. I mean, one problem here for Alex is he's not really gaining a lot of ground.
It's ready to use.
Yes, the enemy will be coming over there, but why does it smell like vodka behind us? Ah, shut up, you're always paranoid. All a bit quiet, in fact, no real engagement. The Soviet player's clearly not going for the engagement at the moment. He's just going for the cut-off points, harassment, resources, all that. And there we go, 2 support teams. Scout car with flamethrower moving up. That's really going to be a nasty engagement. MG4 here, conscripts in the field. Looks like they will be able to dodge it. And from that matter, all the heavy machine gun fire and light being directed against them. And there we go, down south, scout car pushing up. MG42 in the old wooden cartridge in trouble. And the mortar nearby also needs to get out of there. We do at the same time see a German scout car has arrived from Alex. Leichte Panzerspähwagen. One of many reconnaissance vehicles used by the Germans, which also includes tanks of different kinds. And looks like the MG42 could be lost. He should have retreated earlier for that matter. And again, he shouldn't have been sending out support units like that on its own. Really good choice there for NameE to hit, but in this case he did get a bit lucky. Scout car managed to intercept. Conscripts rolling up, might try and get off an anti-tank grenade if they do have it. Scout car, meanwhile, just needs to get the devil out of there. And grenadiers arrive. Good timing now on getting out of the building. Close combat here with a flamethrower. And a burning scout car. Oh, the grenadiers move about. That might give the communists a chance to get the job done. Then again, the grenadiers might also do it with the light machine gun. But there we go, conscript squad arriving. And there we go, the grenadiers did go down. A brutal engagement. Alex here got a bit overconfident, he got punished, and immediately we're seeing NameE here sitting down a mine right at this spot. Good job, good job. And in fact, he's dominating most of the map. The only thing that's really, keeping Alex in the game is the fact he's holding this cutoff point and thus denying all of these resources to his opponent. But that won't last forever. Sniper fighting away. And Katarina realizing she was never good at shooting through windows. But we do see the addition of a 120mm mortar, thus, of course, immediately giving away what doctrine is. Guards motor, which seems to have been getting incredibly popular lately with the Soviet players. Not so much with the Germans, since the 120mm mortar is, of course, a pain in the arse. Ooh-rahing up, looks like he might have anti-tank grenades, or perhaps he was trying to fool his opponent into thinking it was anti-tank grenades. But again, bluffing only really works if your opponent is actually paying attention, otherwise it's a bit, pointless. Quickly replacing his infantry and getting a squad of panzer grenadiers as well. Commendable there for Alex. Slow push into the center. Mines here could also work out nicely, but really pushing back the German players of now. 23rd Panzer Division's advance is not succeeding as well as it could have. Snipers moving up from the south, and there we go, another scout car out for Alex. Fancy, fancy. And there we go, going for the fuel point. I mean, Alex has barely had any fuel at all, so of course he's trying to at least deny to his opponent, buy himself some time. Panzer Grenadiers doing the hard work. Although usually Panzer Grenadiers would not have been equipped heavily with assault rifles, that was very much only late 1944, and even then only for more specific specialized units, known as Panzersturm companies, which were usually either part of a Panzer Corps or seemingly a Panzer Brigade. I don't think Panzer Divisions themselves had many of them. Scout car though went down, a tragic loss for the Reich. Pack 40 quickly following up. And looks like the Panzers combined with the scout car was able to wipe out the Soviet forces here. Both of them were depleted. The opponent here, Mr. Name, did commit a bit of a gamble there, and it did not work out for him. In the meanwhile, we do see the Guards Rifle Infantry arriving. And running straight into the Grenadiers with a light machine gun. And a quick rifle grenade.
We have it! New anti-tank gun has arrived. For action.
Point being secured.
Pioneers!
And there we go, the Pack 40. The Pack 40. No doctrine chosen as of yet for Alex. Popping over to NameE, of course, who has chosen Guard's Mortar. Who's actually also very lacking in infantry. He should work towards replacing some of those losses. Otherwise, he will somehow have some problems in overall holding things up. Otherwise, you know, more mines are always nice.
But only for those who are seriously wounded.
Imam Yaminen. But being forced into a bit of a nasty engagement there. Panzer is taking losses to the snipers, forced to retreat. Scout car rolling about. The Germans, though, in terms of reconnaissance vehicles, were more fond of the larger 8-wheeled, the Achtrad, or as it is known, at the Puma by some, but that Puma was only the one upgrade with a 50mm cannon on top. Otherwise, there are various half-tracks also converted into scout cars, based on the light half-track variant. And they also used a few captured ones. I mean, I believe they used several French scout cars, the Panhard, a bit as well. And of course they use the Italian scout cars. They seem to be quite fond of those. But mortar rounds going off left and right. Scout car tried to deal with it, but the conscript's appearance did force away the scout car away in time.
Watch out! The enemy!
German mortar rounds trying to deal with a heavy mortar.
Anti-tank rifle ready.
And there we go. Conscript's going to rush the mortar. Perhaps not. Not. Interesting, interesting. Lots of units hanging about in the base of Alex. Might want to retreat those.
I am needed.
Yes, comrade! We are in kill zone! Fire!
Conscripts pinned down. A lonely machine gunner doing his job.
Awaiting command! Guards here.
Currently, though, it looks like Alex is in the advantage in terms of overall resources. He's also getting a nice chunk of the map. Though obviously, NameE is far from out of the fight, and he could do with some more mines. A lone squad of Panzer Grenadiers are all far away from their friends. Looks like he's got a second squad of them, which means a lot more Sturmgewehrs. There we go, Guards Infantry versus Panzer, supported by a sniper. Bund grenade going off. Lots of grenades, in fact. Almost wiping out the entire squad of Panzer Grenadiers. Only one man is left, and he needs to get out of there very, very quickly.
The sniper, lucky shot.
Oh.
But I'll take it.
Sniper got it. Never mind then. Oh, nice attempt there at mining, but sadly the scout car did disrupt it. And actually getting a second sniper, I'm less convinced that's a good idea, since the snipers will have very little to actually guard them. And that could easily prove to be their demise. Easily, in fact.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
So that is something that NameE here needs to be very, very, very concerned about. Also looks like this scout car did get upgraded with the auto cannon.
You need light anti-tank support?
Ready.
Germans making slow progress. The front is a bit sparse though, and we're seeing a fuel cache. Interestingly, he's sending it up here, and for example, not here. Though, of course, if he feels like he'll be sending most troops here, and of course, does be able to keep it better guarded, then of course it makes sense to have it there. Plus, of course, it will make this harder to cut it off from this viewpoint. So, makes sense, makes sense.
You have orders? Watch out for that scout car! We are awaiting orders. Run for cover!
Guards getting upgraded with that machine gun, scout car rushing in. Another mine not quite finished. And going straight in after that heavy mortar.
Vehicles can be marked and targeted.
And just beyond the range of the machine gun emplacement. But there we go, the Guards infantry arrive to the rescue with a PGRS. Scout car tries to escape. Meanwhile, fighting continues up here. Scout car launching. Grenadiers almost followed out by the one turning mortar round. And we're seeing infantry detection up, just in case he might get ambushed. Well done there. Both sniper teams there patrolling from the other side of the river, and he actually moves in the scout car. He's going to see if he can't get the kill. Bit risky, a bit bold. Gaining veterans in 2. But a heavy mortar round kills the crew, abandoning the vehicle. And now there's a great chance here for NameE to actually recruit the German scout car and use it against the Germans, against the fascists. Or at least that's the thought. That is the thought, and we are seeing the mechanized armor company going up here for NameE. Phenomenal. Whatever can this Soviet player do to get back into the fight? He's lost a lot of ground, a lot of men. He's not necessarily getting the stuff that really will save him. And what is this? Another scout car. Looks like Alex is incredibly fond of scout cars, in fact.
There are no cowards here. What do you need?
As that would be his 4th or 5th scout car. That's definitely a small platoon, if not a squadron. Something like that.
Shoot back, comrade!
Ooh, getting caught on the retreat by the Panzergunners and the Sturmgewehrs. Bad news, and bad luck.
You have a need.
They're going S-35 arriving. Interesting enough, looks like NameE is very worried about German armor, though currently there's nothing. And of course the A-76 would then initially be a better choice due to its light artillery barrage, of course. But of course also the fact that you blow up the lighter vehicles a bit faster. But that would just be my opinion. We are, of course, seeing actually Alex now going for a support armor course. Of course, armor will soon be there, but not something that his opponent knows about.
Make it quick.
At least not yet, until it actually arrives on the field.
Germans on the attack. Who do you want dead?
Da.
And quiet.
Fresh meat has arrived.
A-35 arriving now.
Tank destroyer here. Fresh units on the field. Anti-tank rifle ready.
In fact, all a bit quiet. German player seems to be taking it a bit cautiously, though it's now pushing ahead. Finally countering that mine, regaining the munitions. I wonder, has he finished that one? Yes, indeed. That's good. Guards infantry needs to get away. I mean, they're down to 2 men. Very low on health, and they're getting into a building. That's practically a death sentence. But looks like they did manage to save the camp. Panzergunners going to need to retreat. 2 snipers plucking away at their lives. A-35 rolls up. Veterans for the Communists. Mortars it up. And deaths left and right. Grenadier squad also needs to retreat. Heavy losses inflicted there as well. Heavy mortar. 9 killed. Scout car down. H-85 sent a high explosive round or whatever through the chassis, wiping it out, leaving a smouldering wreck.
I'm waiting. Engineer squad.
Snipers quickly advancing. No greater response here from Alex at the moment. A mortar half take out, thus indicating he's either going to spearhead or Festung support. He has both doctrines, so we can actually determine quite fully what he has gone just out from the mortar half track. And we do see a Panzer IV, a Panzerkampfwagen swiftly rolling in afterwards.
Guard squad ready. Assault gunner ready for action. Eager for action. Fresh conscripts have
23rd Panzer Division mostly fought, if not always fought, on the Eastern Front. Took part in the fighting in Army Group Centre, and then afterwards were deployed in Romania and Hungary, where I believe it fought to the end of the war, at least that part of the army groups.
Riflemen ready. We have it. Our points have fallen to 300. Flamethrower squad here. LMG team. Red Army. Airstrike!
And an airstrike. Or perhaps reconnaissance.
We have the point.
Looks like reconnaissance. Stukas were less used for that. The Germans actually preferred to using a much smaller and much lighter aircraft known as the Fiesler Stork. The Stuka really wasn't used for that, although it did by later stages of the war actually take up an awful lot of roles. Popping back here to Alex. Guards infantry caught straight in front of the MG42. That's definitely bad news. 2 mortars now up by the front. Mortar half-track and regular mortar. And they're going to incendiary armor-piercing rounds. Just doing a lot more damage to the conscripts now. You'd otherwise would have. Nasty work there, nasty work. The conscripts being shredded and slightly lit on fire. And mortar rounds just continue to rain down from above, though the mortar half-track so far is not having a lot of luck in actually hitting anything, but still able to provide a deathly rain of grenades from above. Nasty work there. Heavy mortar crew not doing so well. He might want to consider merging some conscripts with it to get it back up to numbers. Conscripts rising ahead into water center. Grenadiers fighting there. Though he is quick to get them into a bit of cover. Of course, he's got 2 mortar providing covering fire. Although, of course, at the same time means he can't allow the enemy to get too close because there's a risk the mortar rounds will then hit his grenadiers, which is not necessarily very good either. Usually you want the mortar rounds to hit your opponent's troops, not your own. Bit of resources here being built up. He might want to consider using some manpower to perhaps get some more infantry and keep up the pressure. Second squad of guards infantry arriving for name. Looks like he's just going to rely on the more elite infantry. And the panzer guns here being targeted by the snipers. The Soviets were quite fond of the snipers. In fact, forced the Germans to use snipers a lot more before they really fought with the Soviet snipers. They really didn't have much to go with snipers either. On the other hand, the Soviets really did a lot, and even had sort of schools of sniperism, as they called it, or something like that. They really made a virtue out of being a good sniper. It's a little fun fact there. Oh, nice work there with incendiary and regular mortar rounds, really taking a huge toll on the advancing guards infantry. No, mortars can be quite nasty, of course, if you know how to place them and have something in front of them to sort of keep the enemy slightly at bay. Mark vehicle going in there. Oh, mine hit! Really just taking it down to half health with 1 mine. And the Su-85 moving in. Although we do know he has panzer condition, so he could try and use it to sort of obfuscate line of fire of the Su-85 and try to get out of there. Though that's a bit of a weak hope, I will admit. And a bit of counter-artillery fire here from the heavy mortar, trying to catch the mortar half-track, but not quite succeeding. One of the advantages of the mortar half-track, besides the incendiary mortar barrage, is simply the fact it doesn't have any setup times. You can easily move it here and there without having to worry about setup times. That is one of its advantages. In fact, it's a huge one, since it allows you to get much easier out of a sticky situation. So that is something to consider. And there we go. Looks like the Sturmgewehr went down, a victim of the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 222. And there we go, the Panzer IV thought it had gotten out of there, but the Su-85 got it. And a pioneer. And there we go, mortar rounds quick to hone in on the conscripts. And there we go, the second squad of Grenadiers, this squad though equipped with a stolen anti-tank rifle. Well done there, well done. And a half-track coming out, interesting, interesting. A bit of weaving about here between the two players. And a reconnaissance overflight, more here from Alex to try and get an idea of his opponent's positions, most likely. Get an idea what to expect. And that, of course, is a good idea to try and basically get an idea of what your opponent is doing, where he's moving, where he might be building up for an attack. Of course, you could also combine it with a fragmentation bomb to say take out a nasty target. like I say, heavy mortar and its crew.
Opponents are seizing the sector. Infantry fire!
Oh, counter to the barrage going in again on the half track down to half health. Not good. And of course, noting it's the spearhead doctrine he'd chosen for Alex. Should have known that earlier, but didn't. My pardons.
Is taking our territory.
And I do believe it is time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation is slightly in favour of Alex at the moment. He's got more troops, he's got more map. But we do know that his opponent, on the other hand, has some more powerful units. He's got Guards Infantry, he's got the H-85, which can certainly deal with the armour if handled well. And of course the 120mm mortar, which is quite a nasty thing. And of course the Guards Infantry, so there's plenty of potential of still being able to do some serious damage to his opponent. Question is, of course, how to sort of really properly leverage. In that sense, he might try to draw out his opponent from here, where he's currently, basically dug in a very tight formation. If we can draw him out here, for example, or there, he might be able to pick up the more individual units and that way, gain an advantage slowly but surely. And considering he's gone Guards mode, he might consider getting a pair of T-3045s and using them to provide some real nasty strikes, perhaps under cover of the H-85 to deal with any armoured nasties. Just as I thought, he should probably also try and set up some more mines, when he's a bit more aggressive. For Alex, it's about pushing on, it's about pressuring on. He needs to keep moving up here, perhaps go for the cut-off point again. He needs to himself consider mining, and of course he needs to decide if he wants to get a Tiger or not, and then if he decides to get it, just get it. Otherwise, get the snipers and the H-85. Otherwise, I think he's largely one. Without those, his opponent will be quite crippled, because he's invested a lot of resource, for example, in the snipers, and so far they've yet to really earn themselves in, and that could really prove to be advantageous if we can get them before they do that. Otherwise, also keep the mortars alive. They're really doing excellent work here for Alex, providing a lot of light artillery, really, taking out a huge chunk of the Soviet army in the process. So, let us return to the fight. There we go, Guards Infantry squad and a counter squad almost wiped out in single round. And that mortar is just fiendish, veterancy free, which means its barrage ability actually gains increased range. Plus, of course, it also gains a bit of armor itself, so it's harder to kill directly with infantry. Impressive work there. And managed to get out of the town before mortar round strikes directly on the position. Nasty work, nasty work. Clearly, his opponent is a bit upset. But there we go. 4 squads of infantry, which is slightly more than what his opponent has. He's got support units, he's got some vehicles and some other fun stuff. So overall, a nice unit composition, to be honest.
Location captured. Enemy forces are securing our territory.
There you go. Snipers continue to plot away, killing indiscriminately. Oh, gonna score. Oh, lost an MG42. They do see return here from the mortar after trying to get off an incendiary round. Panzer gonna be sniped. Might want to secure that LMG. Oh, sniper burning up slightly. Still no recruiting of the German scout car. Really strikes me as odd. Seems like he doesn't care, and otherwise, we see the half-track here being used as a forward reinforcement point instead of, say, a command bunker. Since the half-track will, of course, have the advantage containing all the heavy mortars, they can actually try and dodge it. Oh, mortar round got a sniper. A bit reckless play there again. NameE does lack a lot of infantry, which is currently really playing out to the advantage of Alex.
Standing by.
Oh, looks like the Pentagoners might be able to catch the heavy mortar crew. And there you go, forced retreat. But of course, they also spot the scout car and quickly fire a few bullets into it, setting off the fuel tank. I can't help but feel that's a really wasted opportunity from NameE right there. The scout car could really have been proved handy in, harassing his opponent. And Tiger now available to call in from Army Corps Reserves. And there we go, Tiger has arrived to defend the fatherland.
Awaiting orders. That's everyone.
Ooh, looks like someone was cooked off right there. And an incendiary round right around here. He's trying to get that mortar, and he might even catch something else if he's lucky. Oh, the sniper's got caught in the fire, and he's actually retreating right through at this. Oh, good lord, that was bloody well close. The heavy mortar's actually still standing out in the mess, and the second heavy mortar has arrived. He's getting several of them. A bit of a heavy mortar battery. Guards infantry taking a beating as they try to retreat through all the enemy fire. And the Tiger seems to be a bit inactive. We really need to get using it. And then we go also upgrading with a light machine gun. Wunderbar, wunderbar.
Yes.
Bit of quiet again. A lonely sniper sent down. That's a bit risky. And another reconnaissance overflight. He seems really fond of using it. He's quite fond of trying to keep track of his opponent's movements. Quite interesting. Rare to see such consistent usage of reconnaissance overflight. But well played there from Alex.
Ready. It is ours.
Point down south taken. Well done as well. Tiger advancing. Full speed ahead. And we might see the Grenadiers go down, which would be a bit of a shame. Ooh, Veteran 22 for the mortar half track. It seems like Alex is being awfully worried about his Tiger tank pulling it back already, but of course we also know there's really nothing supporting it. So of course might be the reason, and of course would be an illegitimate reason of pulling back the Tiger. He realized he made a slight mistake.
Sniper here.
But still not a lot of infantry, really something I think NameE needs to rectify, and he's got 3 heavy mortars. Clearly he's going overboard there. He needs some more infantry, not some more heavy mortars, but looks like he's trying to rely
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
on a severe application of Soviet artillery doctrine, just using mortars. And of course the Soviets, when it came to artillery, really favoured, you know, just density of it. As many shells as possible.
Double your efforts. This is our sector now.
When it came to the Soviets and artillery, there was no kill like overkill.
Enemy MG. We are ready.
Pioneers here in a dreadful amount of trouble. Heavy machine gun doing what it can, but it is simply getting pounded by the H-85 and the nearby heavy mortars. And the German mortar is also getting hammered as well. Nasty work. And there we go, Tiger arrives on the scene though, quickly takes an anti-tank grenade and suffers damaged engine. And we quickly see the H-85 actually reacting to this. Bit of knowledge though, the Tiger does what it can. Oh, might get a squawk there, might get a squawk, that would definitely be advantageous. Needs to be careful though, that's the H-85, but there we go, nice hit with the 88mm gun. Scout car flanking with its auto cannon at the same time. But also succeeds due to the weaker rear armor of the H-85. Mortar rounds flying in as well. Pack 40, and there we go, H-85 down, the Panzer IV actually somehow survived. And got a guard squaw, absolutely huge blow right there. And NameE had slightly misjudged the situation, he was not fully prepared, and we did see that Alex was able to salvage things out of there, in particular the Tiger tank. Well done, well played. T-3045s could be called in now if that is what he wants. Oh, the Veteran 23 mortar though went down. And looks like another Sturmovik went down as well, blazing across the road. And I think that conscript squad in a lot of trouble. The retreat path is basically littered and, well, overrun with Germans. But there we go, 2 T-3045s. And snipers in severe trouble as well, so they get spotted by an armoured car. And there we go, veterans are free, and oh, the snipers just got wiped out. Bad news, ladies and gentlemen, if you're the Soviets. T-34's doing what they can. Scout car will likely go down from an 85mm shell. And looks like a fragmentation bombing run might be called in an attempt to stun the tanks. And he actually moves into the smoke, and fragmentation shot, there we go, arrives, stunning both of them right in front of the pack. 40. Oh dear, that's bad, that's really bad. They need to get out there now before a target weak point shot goes off, actually stunning one of the T-3045s. But no, looks like he might not use it and actually allow them to escape. Meanwhile, two heavy mortars continue to fire away. He's not recruit this one as of yet, of course he's lacking troops to do so.
Target vehicle marking available.
The Tiger's not been repaired. And veteran 2 for the Soviet snipers. Come on. NameE, you've got to do something before it is too late. No idea why he isn't repairing the Tiger.
They've opened up on us. Mortar here.
An aggressive play towards the victory point, right hand side, all to be secured. Mines being set up, good. T-35s there, he could try and use self-repair on them. Oh, he already has. But the combat engineers did go down here, which is a bit unfortunate, otherwise he could have made it much difficult to take this point. What a shame, what a shame, what a shame.
Snipers under attack.
In the meanwhile, the heavy mortars continue to deliver the punishment of Comrade Stalin upon the enemies of the Soviet peoples. And that Tiger tank really needs some serious repairs. And H-85 more coming in. T-3045s are ready for combat once more. Ready to defy the fascist invaders. And the Panzer grenades turn out to be their target. Machine guns unleashed. And Panzer Grenadier went down. Rather unfortunate, rather tragic.
Sector is at risk.
Really need some infantry. Seriously need some infantry now, Mr. Name. Really his huge flaw, I would say, which is one which Alex had initially, but he actually overcame and is now actually winning. Probably due to having some infantry, some boots on the ground. Something for the tanks to work with. H-85 gets a bit of a nasty surprise, spots the Tiger around the church.
We have more conscripts at our disposal.
Oh, T-3045 spotted here by the pack. Stug has also arrived. Sturmgeschütz has arrived. Ja, wunderbar. And the pack gets wiped out, but the T-3045's in trouble. Trying to ram, but there's no actual limit as to how far you can ram it, and this one was too far. T-3045, the other one is with a broken down engine now in front of the Tiger, taking shots from the rear from the Stug, while the main gun of the Tiger blasts away as well. Destroyed engine, oh no, and there we go. T-3045 is abandoned. Mortar round takes it out. H-85 opens up on the side of the Tiger. Where is the Stug? Schnell mit die Stug.
Assault gun in the fight. Find some cover.
Stug quickly advances but runs into a squad of conscripts instead, not allowing it to advance on towards the H-85 without risking getting hit by an anti-tank grenade, which it still does. Tiger taking severe punishment from the H-85, not looking good. Stug continues on nonetheless. And looks like the H-85 moves in and is in fact has focus sight on, allowing the Stug to get off some good shots here. Tiger almost down. Stug though gets the kill and saves the day. Or at least saves the Tiger crew's day. But now the Stug is the next target. Tiger needs to stay close to support. But no, looks like he's just continuing to pull away, moving the Stug in another direction. Panzers are moving in, but not sure if it will be in time. Half track rushing ahead. Not entirely sure what he's intending to do with it, unless he might be trying to use an ability somewhere else. Sadly, Stug went down, another squad of conscripts dead. Looks like he might be trying... Oh, he's using an incendiary mortar round on this mortar squad. Interesting, interesting. And of course, he hadn't considered the pathing would take it all the way down there, so that's a bit sad. Never mind that the mortar crew still isn't hit. There we go, the Soviets have been rather broken now. Getting another sniper.
Taking fire! Where do you need us? Enemy infantry has our range.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
We're under attack! Grenade!
We have fallen to 100 points. Do not let this trend continue.
Ooh, bad news all around.
Units awaiting orders.
Guard squad dead. And there we go, game over. NameE, realising the fight has been lost, pulls back the remainder of his force. 23rd Panzer Division continues on. A bit of a brutal fight. Lots of mortars, really a lot of mortars. Not so much infantry, at least for the initial start, but that is where Alexshiro came back into the fight and really began winning. That's when he got enough infantry, whereas his opponent did the exact opposite, got more and more support units, but nothing for them to support. I mean, support units need infantry support. If they don't have that infantry support, they really become limited in effectiveness. They're not very good standalone units. That, I think, was rather one of the major mistakes the NameE committed, ultimately losing him the game because he simply had nothing to fix down the enemy's troops with, thus giving the mortar something to hit and so on. So that could have been done better. He did alright with his use of doctrine, he pretty much used every ability, although I think he could have used marked vehicle a bit more often. He went through too many mortars, definitely. I mean, I think 2 would have been alright, 3, 1 too many. The mining was alright from him, but he could have done more, I think, in particular early on, and I would also like to see some mines going in from Alex, but sadly that never quite seemed to arrive. Otherwise, I also think Alex staggered around a bit too much with the scout cars. He could have gone perhaps earlier for some tanks or something else. That would be my fault. He did alright with his own use of the doctrine. I mean, he made, really good use of the reconnaissance overflight, constantly keeping an eye on his opponent, what they're doing, which is always a good idea. So well done there. He also used the scout cast veteran reconnaissance ability, and we also saw generally some decent usage of the veteran abilities from him, also using incendiary armor piercing rounds. So well done there as well. So, hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned a thing or two from it. If you did, why not subscribe, tell your friends. If you didn't, well, why not replay of your own. Provide some feedback in the comments. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.